fans for a monthly subscription fee. What if I told you this man currently has 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that this number is projected to more than double within the next year? What if I told you he has openly stated on Twitter that Black people do not deserve to matter to others? He was a man so infatuated with himself that he unironically created anime-style intro sequences to his YouTube channel. He was a man who made transphobic and homophobic remarks towards members of the speedrunning community. He was a man who dangled his YouTube influence above the heads of indie game developers, threatening to move on to other games if these developers did not submit to his every demand. This is the bizarre story of a man who let his success get to his own head. This is the story of Borgoristo. Thronebot is a community dedicated to maintaining leaderboards for the daily challenges of a game called Nuclear Throne. For those of you who don't know exactly how this works, Nuclear Throne is a roguelite game, meaning that levels, enemies, and other parts of the game are randomly generated in each playthrough. Daily challenges and weekly challenges offer players an opportunity to play through and compete against other players playing on the same randomly generated seed to see who can get the highest scores. Some users on leaderboards mask their identities using what is known as an alternate account. They will create new Steam accounts and purchase the game additional times, and then link these alternate accounts to the leaderboards. A significant issue with the use of alternate accounts, apart from that it was cheating, was that they stole away other people's rightful placements in the leaderboard. Imagine, for example, if the best player in the world had 9 alternate accounts. That player could then potentially form the entire top 10 of that leaderboard. But even more problematic than that is that it creates a huge annoyance for moderators. Moderators are necessary for these leaderboards to verify that the times being submitted are legitimate. Keep in mind, moderators have to verify scores every single day. Imagine that you are a moderator, and a player who has no history of submitting runs suddenly submits an extremely high score. You would be suspicious and spend extra time ensuring they weren't cheaters, right? Moderators had to spend significantly more time scrutinizing the validity of the runs from alternate accounts before accepting them. This created a huge burden on moderators to complete additional work, looking through videos frame by frame for evidence, when they were only volunteers performing the activity for the fun of the greater community. Thus, Thronebot moderators compromised and said, if you want to use alts, that's okay. Just please tell us the names of your alts, so we don't have to waste so much of our time investigating. Borgoristo, in late 2015, was beginning to publish Nuclear Throne videos on YouTube, and was developing a reputation as one of the top players within the Nuclear Throne community. And throughout late 2015 and early 2016, he held many world records for the game's different characters. He had quite a few of these world records. Borgoristo, however, was one of those people who used alternate accounts to submit to the Thronebot leaderboards. Borgoristo's behavior of using alternate accounts culminated in a situation where, on August 20th, 2016, Thronebot moderators were forced to take action against him The site administrator, Darwin, spoke out about this in a Reddit post, verifying the situation and expressing frustration with Augusto's behavior. In this post, Darwin explains that several of Thronebot's moderators expressed suspicion that Augusto was abusing alternate accounts. As a result, Darwin and the other moderators confronted him in a private Discord server chat. In these chat logs, the moderators questioned Augusto as to whether the alternate account Smug belonged to him. Augusto continually evaded questions or claimed innocence, saying the account did not belong to him. Darwin had finally had enough and decided to check the IP address of Smug's account, and found that it was a perfect match with Augusto's. Yet, even after being confronted with that, Augusto still spoke mockingly towards the mods. At this point, Darwin had enough and decided to ban Augusto from the Discord server. Back to the Reddit post. In it, Darwin spoke respectfully about Augusto and his skill at the game. In this post, Darwin explains that they ultimately chose to remove only Augusto's alternate account, Smug. Augusto's main account was still allowed to continue submitting scores to Thronebot as normal. Darwin stated, however, that while he initially believed Augusto to be innocent, despite what his moderators had claimed, he ultimately found Augusto's behavior to be absolutely appalling and that of a troll. One Finger is the name of Augusto's account on Reddit. Seeing the statement that Darwin just made, Augusto was unable to keep quiet. Augusto unleashed several replies to the thread, and, well, this was the result. Some of these posts, thankfully, were recoverable. In them, Augusto argues that he had actually been respectful toward the Thronebot team, but that they had an agenda against him. Augusto claimed that he was, in fact, the victim of the situation, and that the moderators were just waiting for the first excuse to act against him. But were that the case, why did the team opt not to ban his main account when they had every justification to do so? He was a cheater. He wasn't cooperating with them, and he was being extremely rude. If they had a vendetta, why were they being so fair to him? It just doesn't add up. Augusto, however, was not one to take his losses gracefully. He created a new thread calling out Thronebot moderators for unfairness. In it, he claimed they really did ban his main account, as he allegedly was unable to submit a score the next day. People were quick to point out that there was nothing in his profile indicating that his account was banned, as the website clearly indicates when users are banned. This was a fact Augusto had likely been aware of as a dedicated member of the community. The main crux of Augusto's argument against the Thronebot team was that his choice to use alternate accounts was a response to their lack of moderation. But does this really make sense? If Augusto were upset about a lack of moderation, why was he, as another responder stated, throwing a tantrum after they in another post?
Oh, estoy muy contento, Julián.
He broke the rules for the greater good.
Bien, Hora. Bien. Ay, estoy muy contento, Julián.
In response,
Por así un culo, seguramente sí, pero bueno.
Cheaters on the board, and that all the cheaters.
Qué bien, Hora. Qué bien, Julián. ¿Qué es eso? No, hombre, no sé. Qué bien, ahora. Estoy muy contento.